I'm gonna prove you already believe in talent in exactly the same way I do with a little thought experiment. Let's say there's a book you love and you tell yourself, I want to write something that's even better than this. Now imagine there's a magical way for you to know exactly how much time the author spent creating that book. And I don't mean only the time they sat down to do the writing proper, but all the shower thoughts, all the failed attempts, all the research, all the angst, every influential paragraph they ever read. Imagine you had the exact number, the proportions, the calories spent in each activity. Do you believe that if you only invested that same amount of energy and time plus 1 minute, you'd be 100% guaranteed to write a superior book? A few of you just thought, yeah, evidently. And to you I say, whoa, easy tiger. You think life is that predictable? Good for you, I guess. Most of you, hopefully, thought to yourselves, I don't know, probably not. Probably not is the correct answer. I'm glad to hear you're open to the possibility of this happening, but probably not, right? Why? Because talent exists. Not everything is hard work. Not that hard work is not important. It is crucial, essential. And whoever tells you, just put in the hours and you can do it, is, on average, right. Because you most likely have average talent for anything in your life. And because they're not specifying how many hours you need to invest. Imagine if people started being honest and told you, you can do it! All you need to do is invest 2,335 hours in the next 6 years. Easy peasy. But there's a better, more refined insight to be drawn from this. Come with me. Think of talent as a modifier. If you have a talent of 2 and you invest 1,000 hours into learning the trombone, you'll have 2,000 trombone experience points. This is already a simplification. Learning is not linear. People tend to learn more at the start, then hit certain barriers until they've learned enough to go eureka again. But as we're looking at high numbers of hours invested here, the journey tends to balance itself out. So what's the first insight we can get from this? Talent has nothing to do with how good you are at something. Talent is all about how quickly you can learn and use a particular skill. Maybe you have incredible talent for competitive snowboarding, or constructivist poetry, or diagnosing diseases. If you never give those skills enough of a chance, you'll never find out. And 10 hours is not enough to figure this out. I'd argue that 100 hours is not nearly enough. Wait a minute, you might say. If I have to invest 100 hours, how about that time I went to a pottery class and I did okay? We've all seen it. Somebody touches an activity for the very first time and they're just good at it. Is this not talent? Because I would tell this person, wow, you're so talented. The language around those things is not set in stone. Words are fluid, runny. But just so we understand each other here, just so we talk about the same thing, let's define boundaries. No, having a good first try at something is not having talent, but it's talent's cousin. Talent is made of something. Many different predispositions, bodily features, parts of your brain that have been more developed than others. If it's your first time singing, but you spent a decade swimming, all that breathing training will not be wasted. If you're back into the dating labyrinth, but you host a local comedy club, you'll find some of those social skills can be really useful. That's different than talent. It's not about the speed of learning, but it's about already having transferable skills and characteristics. But I think we can all agree that, with the exception of really casual scenarios, having a talent for something is better than having a knack for it. A knack for something gives you a few good results at the start, and hey, that's amazing. It boosts your confidence, your enthusiasm, nobody would argue that's a bad thing. But being talented gives you consistent results the more you practice. Not just a few good attempts, but making every attempt good. But what does that even mean? What's the nature of a good attempt? this is where things get interesting. Because when you start to pay attention to your talent, to your learning speed, you'll notice it's not a single, unified thing. I'm a fantasy writer, so let me use my craft as my example here. Like everybody else, I have a certain talent for writing, but as I study, research, and make midnight blood rituals to improve my skills, I notice different evolutions at different speeds. As you dedicate 100, 500, or even 1,000 hours to something, it stops being a single activity. You begin to recognize and analyze its different aspects, its component parts. And this is where understanding your talent helps you organize your time and your energy. If I have a much higher talent for world building, but I have a harder time with pacing, I can make creative and career decisions based on this. I know I have to invest more hours into pacing if I want to make it good enough to support the other aspects of my craft. And I know that if I steer my creative work towards more world-building heavy stories, I'll have an easier time sharing the best of my abilities. Oh, and a small side note, just for the writers and writing enthusiasts out there, here's a message directly from my heart. Please, please write sincere stories. Don't choose to dedicate years of your creative life to a world just because this is what audiences are looking for, because the market demands. Write the stories that you want to write, the ones that make your blood pump faster, but also open your mind to the possibility that this might not be the one story. You might have 4,000 honest stories inside of you. Fine. Perhaps less, perhaps you only have 300 stories inside of you, but still, that's a lot of stories with different characteristics to choose from. Being honest doesn't mean following a very first idea, it only means following a sincere idea, okay? And sincerity doesn't have to be a trickle. Sincerity is not a scarce resource by default. You might have rivers of it inside of you right now. Just listen to your real desires, pay attention to that thing that gets stuck in your throat. Thanks for giving my heart your attention. It is barking, very happy, inside my chest. Am I talented or not? It's a useful question, but only mildly useful. First of all, it takes significant time to get to a decent conclusion here. It's not because you won a single game of Risk that you have a future as a space war general. But also, when people criticize you saying, look at your pathetic drawing, you have no talent, you know that's BS. You can only evaluate talent over a long time. And hey, the harsh reality is, it's useful to find out you don't have the talent for something. And if you love that thing, it hurts. It hurts a lot, but it's still useful. I tried to be a singer. I devoted 4 years of my life obsessively learning the craft, and I was just not very good. After 4 years, 3 bands, countless recordings, I was decent at it, but I found other sincere outlets for that same creative energy that wanted to get out. And I'm glad I didn't bash my head against the wall for the 5th year. But once you discover something you're talented at, once you delve into it, pay close attention to the different sub-talents that come with it. You're not gonna be perfect at every single aspect of your craft. Nobody is. So use that knowledge to tackle the stuff you're bad at. I know it sucks, okay, to spend all that time studying the bits you're bad at. But that's how you stop sucking. And also, find your strengths and give them center stage. There's some part of your craft that comes even easier for you than anybody else. Some smaller and more specific aspect of it. Own it, master it, give the world something that only somebody with your level of talent could ever give. Hi, my name is Jorian. I'm a Brazilian writer and I'm very interested in your talents. Would you comment below where do you think your talents lie? Bonus points if you can go granular. I want the details, the specificities, the sub-talents. I hope you folks enjoyed this different video. I just moved to Madrid. I'm very inspired by my surroundings and I'm just trying some strange stuff. If you're new here, my usual style is to break down stories and try to understand what makes them so special. A special thank you to my patrons who are clearly talented at humbling me. I can't believe you're that generous. Thank you so much. See you soon. Hasta luego.